Hi guys, and welcome to the very first episode in my marathon series. If you guys are new here, welcome. My name is Becca. I make lots of nutrition and health and lifestyle videos here on my channel, and now of course I will be incorporating some running videos as well because I am running the Chicago Marathon next fall. I asked you guys if you would be interested in seeing a marathon series here on my channel, and so many people said yes. I honestly couldn't believe it. I didn't think that people were that interested in running, but turns out I was wrong because so many people were very curious to kind of come along on my running journey, see how I'm training, how I'm fueling, like what kind of foods do I eat, how exactly I'm training, what kind of program I'm using, all of those really awesome questions which will all be answered for sure in this series. This is not my first marathon, it will actually be my second, so I feel like I've already been through it, I've been through the ringer, I know what to expect, I know what to do, I know what worked last time, so I'm really looking forward to this second marathon, and especially because I'm kind of taking you guys along with me on this journey and get to kind of share all of the ups and the downs and the triumphs and all of that good stuff with you. So to kick off the series, I wanted to share with you guys my top 3 tips. When it comes to running, they're all super important and very helpful. But I also want to kind of share with you my goals and what I'm thinking about for this race, what I am hoping to accomplish. So if you're curious to hear all of that, I will be doing that at the end of the video, so make sure to stick around. But let's just jump right in. So my very first tip is if you are someone who kind of wants to get into running but you don't know where to start by signing up for a race. I personally think this is so important to kind of kick off any running journey. It doesn't matter what the distance is. It could be a 5K, 10K, half marathon, marathon, ultra marathon if you really want to get crazy. But I think it is so important to kind of pick a race so you have a goal in mind, a specific goal with a set date and a set time. You paid for it, you're locked in, and you have this race that you're working towards. But then kind of coupled with that, you want to make sure that you are picking some kind of training program so you actually have something to follow along with and keep you on track and keep you consistent with your running as you're working towards that goal of being able to run X distance. There are so many different training programs or approaches to training that you can use when training for a race, but I personally like to use the Hal Higdon guides. They are super popular. They're always like the #1 hit on Google when you look for like marathon training or something like that, and he's got a ton of different guides for a bunch of different races, definitely at least half marathon and marathon. There may even be some shorter ones, but basically he gives you a schedule. For the marathon, I have an 18-week schedule that I'll be following, and it tells you how many runs to do, how long, and it just kind of keeps you on track. And I think this is so important. If you are someone who wants to get into running but doesn't know where to start by signing up for a race because it will force you to kind of get on track and get consistent, and the more consistent you are with running, the better you're going to feel during those runs. My second tip is so crucial, and that is getting a proper pair of running shoes. Now this can definitely be a little bit of an upfront investment. They can be a little on the pricey side when it comes to sneakers, but it is so important to get not only, a quality pair of running shoes, but more importantly, a pair of running shoes that are actually designed for your feet and like how you walk. So the best way to accomplish that is just going to a running store. You can look up running stores in your area and you can buy your shoes there, but what you will do is when you go to that store, they will actually have you walk. So they'll watch you walk, down the aisle or on a treadmill, and they'll actually analyze the way that your feet hit the ground, and then they will recommend a certain pair, a few certain pairs of shoes that will support, provide the support that your feet will need the most. For example, me personally, my feet when I walk or run actually turn in a little bit. So that's obviously not good. So it's important for me to buy shoes that are going to help support that and make sure to keep my feet as level as possible on the ground so that I can avoid injury. It's so easy to get caught up in buying like a certain brand or, going for the shoes that are really colorful or the colors that you like best, or just by the way that they look, but it is so important to throw that all out the window and strictly go for form and function, because if you're going to be running a lot in these shoes, you want to make sure that they are going to support your feet the best they possibly can. My third and final tip is equally as important in my opinion, and that is to just go easy on yourself. The fact that you are running a race is an accomplishment in its own. You don't have to worry about time. There's such a pressure and fixation on time with running, which makes sense. I mean, obviously if you improve your time or if you have a fast time, that's really commendable. But at the same time, in my personal experience, worrying about how fast I'm going or if I'm gonna break a certain time, it just totally, completely sucks all of the fun out of the experience. And let's be honest, running is hard, especially when you're running long distances. And it can be really hard to keep your spirits up when you're tired and, you know, it's just getting difficult. And for me to add on top of that the stress of like, I'm not going fast enough, or like, you know, I'm going slow, or I'm not gonna meet this time, it just totally kills all mental strength that I have, and it makes running miserable. So I personally just like to take the road of, hey, I'm just gonna run, I'm gonna go the pace that my body feels good in. I don't care what my time is, I don't care if I'm running slow or if I'm running fast, like who really cares? For me, I find it so much more rewarding to feel amazing during the run versus how fast I was going. And everybody's different. Some people may run a mile in 4 minutes, some others may take 15 minutes. Who cares? They still ran the mile, didn't they? So I personally think it is so important just to go your own pace. Don't be too hard on yourself, especially if this is your first race. Don't worry about time. Who really cares? Just try and enjoy it as much as possible and go the pace that your body feels good in so you can run that whole race, whether it's a 5K or an ultra marathon, and feel amazing through every single mile. So those are my 3 tips, and now I'm just going to share with you guys a little bit about what I hope to accomplish in this upcoming training season as well as upcoming marathon. So first and foremost, I just want to repeat the same marathon I had last time. Again, I don't really care about time, I more so care about how I feel, and if I can feel as good as I did in my first marathon, in my second marathon, I will be on cloud 9. I definitely trained my butt off, I totally committed to the marathon, so I was ready for it. But I just couldn't believe how amazing I felt during the race. I was just smiling from ear to ear. I was so happy, just all the adrenaline from the race day. I just felt really, really, truly good through every single mile. I didn't have to walk, I didn't have any cramps. I just kept on cruising and I was just happy as a clam, honestly. So if I can just repeat that and have as much fun as I did in the previous marathon, in this upcoming marathon, that's really all I can ask for. Another goal I have is kind of an obvious one, and I've already done it before, so I know I can do it again, and that is just sticking to my training program. I was very, very rigorous with my training last time, which you really don't have an option when it comes to training for a marathon. If you want to feel good during the race, if you want to fully be prepared, you really have to stick to the training. There was definitely a few runs here and there, like the short weekday runs, shorter, that I skipped if I was sick and I was just not feeling well. You know, I always will listen to my body, but sticking to the training is so important. I never missed a long run. I never shortened any of the long runs. I really, really did stick to it, and I think that is the main factor as to why I felt so amazing during the actual marathon. And another goal, of course, is just to avoid any injury. I did not have any injuries or any problems during my last marathon, so hopefully I can repeat that again. Again, having good shoes and listening to your body, not pushing it too much, just kind of going a pace that's comfortable for your body, I think is so important, and one of the reasons why I definitely didn't get any injuries or have any issues during my last training season. And my final hope or goal, I guess, is a small one, but it's very important, and that is to have good weather on race day. I am really crossing my fingers on this one. The first marathon I ran, we had literally perfect weather. Could not have asked for a better day to run that race. And having good weather definitely lends itself to having a good race. So it really plays a huge role, and I am so hopeful that we just have at least decent weather, so hopefully that will happen. But that is all I have for this video, guys. I am so excited to take you on this running journey with me. I am looking forward to another marathon. I am also kind of scared because the training is intense and it is such a commitment, but I'm just excited to be able to share all the good days and the bad days with you guys. So I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with this series. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you can follow along with me on this journey, and also just follow along with all of my other videos. I make nutrition and health, wellness videos that go up every single week, so I would love for you to subscribe. If that button down there is still red, please go ahead and click it and join my little fam here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. I will definitely be talking a lot about marathon training on there as well, more on like a daily basis, because let's be real, it's going to take over my life. But that is all I have for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you are as excited as I am for this marathon series, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!